Thanks for stopping in, y'all. Welcome to the channel. So, forgive me, my voice is a little weak from cheering for the Royals this weekend. This one from the New York Post. Bud Light sales reach new weekly low following the fiasco. Sales of Bud Light suffered their steepest weekly drop yet since the beer brand launched its disastrous tie-up campaign that we've all heard about. In the week ending June 17th, sales of Anheuser-Busch brand fell by an eye-popping 28.5% versus a year ago, according to the most recent sales figures issued by Bump, Williams Consulting, and Nielsen IQ. So good job, you guys. This is getting bigger and bigger. And I got to tell you a little bit about my personal experience from over the weekend, being at the Tropicana Field there in Tampa. You can pretty much buy Bud Light or Budweiser everywhere. But if you want a Coors Light or a Yuengling, you have to go to very specific places. Not only that, they offer Bud Light half price on, I think it was Fridays. It's buy one, get one free for Bud Light and Budweiser. Meanwhile, everything else is full price. So guess what everybody's buying? So shame on them, but I understand. It's like $5. And that's the other thing. On Sunday, they were still selling their Bud Light cans and Budweiser cans for $5 a piece, where everything else was like $11 a piece. So they're moving volume based on availability through these baseball games. Think about it. There's, 32 teams in the Major League Baseball. They play nearly every day. Some of them bring in, 10, 12,000 fans a game. Others up to, 20, 30,000 in the bigger markets and the more, the better performing teams. But what's happening is people are being force-fed Anheuser-Busch products. Most people aren't going to care about walking around drinking a Bud Light, especially when you're in a place where basically it's the only thing you can buy, so everybody understands. But it's less than half the price of its competitors. So they're propping their sales up basically by moving volumes of beers. And now, I don't have any sources on this, but what if, we heard that they were buying all this beer back before it expired. What if they were taking all that beer over to these baseball fields, these big stadiums, and unloading it on people just that day? I mean, you buy what they have in their little bin, right? And they hand it out first and it's gone. Who checks the expiration date on their beer can at a sporting event? I don't know. It's just a thought, right? So yeah, I just found that to be an interesting little tidbit in that Bud Light products, Anheuser-Busch products through Bud Light and Budweiser have been propped up big time by big baseball, big sports. And, at some point, the baseball season ends. So just to wrap that up, I got to say that I know that these execs over at Anheuser-Busch have got to be fearing the end of the baseball season. Because once that happens, this daily waterfall, essentially, it dries up. And, football season will kind of be right there. But that's, 16, 17 games or whatever a week. That doesn't compare at all to what 32 Major League Baseball teams are doing playing daily. I mean, that is huge volume amounts. That's huge sales amounts. And as we approach this 4th of July weekend, we see that Anheuser-Busch has started tweeting again. And they have begun their summer campaign where they're promised to triple their marketing spending. And, which that just sends the signal that they think they spend more money on marketing and people will just forget their principles and come back to their product. It's foolish, and it's basically intentional at this point. Like, calling them ignorant or dumb or whatever is wrong. They're complicit with their actions where they sponsored the gay pride or whatever it was in Canada. just this last week. Lots of videos coming out that you can't show on YouTube from that. And yeah, of course, that was in front of kids. So, go figure, right? At this point with this company. It's real weird. It's really super weird how this DE&I and ESG goes along with this type of beliefs, aligns with this type of beliefs, right? This type of behavior. It's all pointing to a pretty bad place in our future if we don't make a change, which is why this is so great to see Anheuser-Busch getting Bud Lighted. So in the week ending June 17th, sales of the Anheuser-Busch brand fell by an eye-popping 28.5% versus a year ago, according to the most recent sales figures issued by Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ. That eclipses last week's 26.8% decline, which beat the previous week's fall of 24.4%. So we're back on the increase. I did a report last week that was on the volume had actually hit the 30% decline. So that was cool. Bud Light's sister brands under the Anheuser-Busch umbrella also experienced lagging sales in the 7-day period, which ended June 17th, according to the data. Sales of Budweiser dropped 12.3%, while another Anheuser-Busch brand, Michelob Ultra, fell by 4%. Busch Light, another brew produced by Anheuser-Busch, saw its sales dip by 8.1%. Meanwhile, things are looking up for Modelo Especial, which is posing the biggest threat to Bud Light's status as the nation's most popular beer. Sales of Modelo rose 8.6% in the week ending June 17th, according to the figures. Other key rivals also saw massive sales jumps during the same 7-day period, with Miller Lite up 16%, Coors Light 21.8%, Yuengling 25.1%, according to the data. The Post is stock comment from Anheuser-Busch, which they always say, and they never do comment. Despite the bleak news, Bud Light remains the most popular brand in the country, despite Modelo outselling its rival on a weekly basis since May. Bud Light has tried to make amends by rolling out new advertising, but the effect seems to be too little too late for some, which I'm going to add that they forgot an apology, they forgot anything really, that the boycotters, which is really a movement, there's no boycott. People have moved away from Bud Light, and the further they step into it and the more they embrace where their path is going, the more of us are becoming emboldened to say to our neighbors, to our friends, you like that beer? Why are you supporting this? Why are you supporting this towards children? You promote that? You're okay with that? And so I think that's what's happening, and we're seeing more. We're seeing a decrease in their sales amount because of it. I mean, it's great. This started April 1st, and here we are approaching the last few days of June. It's the 27th, and the sales are still dropping. And like I said, I can't wait till the end of baseball season just for this reason alone. If this continues, and I believe it will, it could get worse even by then. But once October is over, baseball season is finished. They might actually go into November now. But once baseball season is over for the year, you're going to see a huge fall off on Budweiser and Bud Light. Both of them. So just wait. You can mark my words. Bookmark this. Come back to it. Whatever. But I guarantee you, that's my prediction. I can guarantee. How do you guarantee a prediction? No, but I'm just saying, seriously, there's going to be a huge fall off. And if you work for these companies, you're being propped up by Major League Baseball. And so you have till the end of October to find something to do before they're going to lay you off. Unless you're really super important high up, and you know what I mean? They're going to cut off your contract. They're going to lay you off. They're going to just straight fire you. Like, what are they going to do? Lay you off till next baseball season? I don't know. Can you afford not to work between seasons? But I don't know. That's just my prediction there, I really think that something's coming with this company, and maybe by then is whenever maybe that's when they fold up. Maybe that's when Bud Light just goes away. Who knows? Here's rooting. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there, you guys. I appreciate you stopping in. If you watched this long, you suffered through my voice. Many thanks. A tip of the cap. And also, before I go, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's all appreciated. And that's Daisy barking in the background right at the end.